I'm curious to see how it's going to do this 10-second thing.
I guess.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh,
It doesn't have the music though.
that's okay.
So, okay,
Hey, we're live.
everybody, we are. Hold on, let me make sure.
Yeah, we're live. That's saying it.
Yeah, I just had to just turn down the volume. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 5. Wow, 5 already.
Yep.
That's crazy. All right, let's get into it because I got two. Well, I got my partner in crime, number one, and then we got our special guest, Brady. And between Brady and Crystal, they are going to talk tonight about the trials and tribulations and the triumph that they have been through with sobriety. Brady, let's start with you. How are you doing? Introduce yourself to everyone. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so for one, I want to thank both of you for having me on here. I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict, about a little over 5 months sober now. Made a page on X platform to kind of just start sharing my story as far as, what I went through, where I'm at now. And my path crossed with Crystal as she saw some of my posts and started sharing some of my journey. And I had found out that, she was also in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of started interacting with each other's posts, and I saw that she had a YouTube channel, and then I saw that you guys had a show, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to come on here and, just kind of talk about some of the things in the past that I went through, what I'm going through now, where I'm at, just to hopefully, provide some hope to people who are feeling hopeless.
Absolutely.
That was definitely me. I was someone who always thought I needed alcohol and drugs to have fun or function. I had such a closed mindset on life, and I just think that being able to share my story, if I can just help one person get out of that dark spot that, I was once trapped in, I think it'll totally be worth it. So I'm happy to be on here, and, I think we're going to have some good conversations. So
Yes.
I want to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity.
Absolutely.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
We're thinking alike.
Jinx.
Oh, I forgot. I wasn't sure. I was going to say something like that, Jinx, but I wasn't sure if you guys knew what I was going to say. That's something that we used to do like back in like my day.
I remember.
You're 10 years older than me, but you're not like ancient.
Sometimes I feel that way. Chat, how is everyone in the chat doing? Thank you for joining us. And we are going to bring you a excellent show.
Hey, Ashley, I can see you now. You must have had me blocked because I didn't have you blocked.
All right. So, Brady, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Okay. You're the special guest. And then, sweetheart, you can jump in like we talked whenever you
the
guys
most important thing right now is the guest.
Yes.
We have.
You guys making loyalty over here.
I mean, we're building bridges. That's what we like, and we're all about. This show's all about networking and helping people out. So
absolutely,
this is your home. This is your safe space. Feel free to, and if there are things that you don't want to reveal, you don't have to reveal it. We understand. Okay,
sure.
So
I've pretty much been an open book recently. I feel like it's very therapeutic for me too to not leave anything out. I was someone who was always in the past who would tell half truths, tell everyone I was fine when they knew like something was up. But yeah, everything's open game for me.
Gotcha. So, I wanted to just put that out there that, if there's something that you don't want to share, you don't have to share.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is your home, and, lay back, put your feet up, relax. And, between you and Crystal, you guys will reveal whatever it is that you want to reveal. So what I wanted to know, thinking about this when we booked you for the show, take me back to what was the moment, what was the defining moment that you can think of that brought you to, well, because it doesn't happen overnight, but what started to get you down that dark road that led you to rock bottom? What was that?
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I can give a little bit of a backstory. So my story is a little bit different. All the people I've met kind of in recovery, it seems like a lot of them started at a young age, in early teens. I had a great family, great upbringing. Parents did everything that you could possibly ask for me. So I had a really good childhood. Played a lot of basketball growing up, played throughout high school. So yeah, I never drank or did any drugs in high school. Like basketball was kind of my thing. That was my first love. Ended up going on and playing in college. And after I graduated high school, that's when I had my first drink. And it's kind of funny looking back. So it was at a graduation party. And I think it was like a Milwaukee's Best Ice, like a really shitty beer, right? I remember taking my first sip and I almost threw up. I'm like, how do people drink this? This stuff is awful. So looking back, we were sitting around a fire, and what I would do is when no one was looking, I kind of dumped it out. So it looked like I was drinking, but I wasn't. Mm-hmm. So I ended up going to play basketball in college and met a lot of new friends, teammates, I should say, who were older than me. And a couple months into school, they started getting me into bars, when I was 19, and I started drinking vodka. And that's where it kind of took off for me.
Yeah.
The mixed drinks, vodka, lemonades. I'm like, oh, this stuff's not so bad. And I'm out at the bars, with these new friends. It was just a whole new scene for me. And I was someone who was always pretty shy growing up. So if someone offered me something, whether it be drugs or let's take a shot, internally I might have been thinking I probably shouldn't do that, but I always was going to do it because I didn't want to feel like whoa, what's this guy turning down this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I would say my second semester of college is when it got really bad. I was experimenting with drugs. I was going out partying probably at least 5 nights a week. And I could tell from the get-go, there was something different for me than my peers. It would get to 2 a.m. and all right, everyone's going to go home. And I was like, dude, I'm just getting started here. I'm ready to go. Right. Mm-hmm. So, early on, I could tell that there was something different. And I was just never able to stop. If I had one drink, I was going to drink until I blacked out. So yeah, that second semester was really, really rough because I started missing classes. Wasn't doing as good in basketball. The relationship that I had at the time wasn't doing well because I was just kind of neglecting her because this whole new life was kind of brought to me that, I had never done anything like this before, but I was having fun. So yeah, I ended up getting kicked off the team after my freshman year. So I tell this story and looking back now that I'm in a better spot, I can laugh, but it's wild to see where I was at. So I called my coach one night at 3 a.m, blackout drunk. Don't remember any of this conversation. I wake up the next morning at 7 and my phone is ringing and it's my coach calling. And I'm like, oh, fuck. What could this be? So I didn't answer. And then he left a voicemail. Basically, he had some choice words for me, telling me I was kicked off the team, all this. And, at that point, like I said, basketball was my identity. I played it my whole life, did well in high school. We won a couple state championships. So I kind of lost my identity and just went off the deep end from there. So that's, I think, when it really took off for me.
Yeah.
How about you, sweetheart?
Well, I drank just a little bit during my teenage years, but as y'all know, I got married and had a baby when I was 18. And I had been with them since I was 14, 15. So I'd been with him a long time. So we would drink every once in a while, but I wasn't a big drinker. And I would do the same thing with the beer. I would freaking nurse that same damn beer all night long, and it would be like piss warm. And I just like wanted to throw up because it was so gross. But once we moved to, I don't want to say like the location, but we had moved somewhere and we had like a lot of land, and 3 acres over was my mother-in-law. And I'm not blaming her. Okay. I'm just saying that I didn't drink until I had to deal with her like all the time, because she would just show up and she was just awful. I'm not going to get into all that today. That's a story on itself, guys. That was a terrible in-law. But anyway, that's when I started drinking. It was more so I was drinking, what is it? It's pine needles. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was gin.
Ooh, yeah.
But I started drinking really about 2010. And that's the same year, on July 13th, 2010, I got a DUI. I crashed my car, almost hit somebody's house because I fell asleep behind the wheel. And I had just left the pool, my friend's pool, and I was very skinny at the time. And I got arrested in a bikini. I'm sure there's a mugshot of that somewhere. But that's when that happened. I got sober for a little bit. I chilled out, but it never stuck. I tried several times over the years. But then it went to like the mixed drinks. My thing was Malibu and pineapple, or gin and juice, again with the gin. Then it went to Fireball, but my ultimate was the vodka. Before I quit, guys, I could literally drink a handle of vodka by myself. I would fill up a water bottle so I could be discreet, or I'd put it in a Gatorade bottle and then put a little bit of like Crystal Light or something in there with it and try to disguise it. And that's how I would go about my day. And then I would fill it up. Like I couldn't stand it to get to here. It needed to be full. And then so we moved here about 6 years ago, and my neighbors like to party. So I was partying with them a lot. But the important thing is I got away from the mother-in-law. So about a year after we moved here, I got sober. I was like, I've had enough. My journey was like I said, I'm not going to go all the way into it tonight. But I will just say that when I got ready to quit, I started like when I knew, because you have to have it in your head. You have to be ready. You have to be willing. You have to be ready, and you have to be all in. Like you have to, there's no, let me think about it. No, you have to just do it. And so I knew I wanted to, but I wasn't ready yet. So I started to slow down a little bit, and I did the same thing with my cigarettes because they go hand in hand, in my opinion. So I started to vape. And then what really just did it for me was the way my oldest daughter looked at me, and I could just see the disappointment in her eyes. And that's because I had it on my mind. If I wouldn't have had that on my mind about wanting to quit, it wouldn't have triggered that way. So as soon as I saw that was it. Like I woke up the next morning and I was done. I gave up the cigarettes. I gave up the alcohol. And to be honest, I had a harder time quitting the cigarettes than I did the alcohol at first. But then I went into hermit crab mode. Like I didn't want to be around anybody. I wanted to just focus and sit with my self-pity and my shame. And I didn't want it to affect anyone else. You know, I was still, being a mom and everything, but I just wasn't hanging out with anybody, and I kind of just like ghosted everybody. And the ones that understood, I kept them around a little bit. But the ones that were getting upset because I didn't want to talk to them and stuff like that, I just completely got rid of that. Like I don't want any of that negativity. But the depression part of it, like I did a little clip on that, or did a little thing on that. Like it was like different stages of like the shame. And once I had that talk with God, because I kept praying for guidance. And that is why I tell you guys all the time, pray for guidance daily. Pray for it daily. And anytime you feel the devil's trying to creep in, just say to yourself and be very firm with it. No, I'm a child of God. And then change your mind, redirect your focus. Don't let that thought even like completely go into your mind. Just stay away from it. But that's one thing that really helped me. I'm getting off topic, I think. I don't know. I'm a scattered brain.
No, you're good. You're good. I'll bring us. I'll make sure that I keep us.
Okay.
I just wanted to just say this real quick. Hey, chat. If there are questions that you want to ask Crystal or Brady, please post it on there, and I'll be more than happy to read it to them, so that they like if there's any tips that they have, or anything like that, just ask away, and I'll ask them the question. Even though Crystal, you're able to see the chat also. So another question that I had for you guys, because I want this show to really like for somebody that's just like looking for the first time in this show. Obviously they're going to hear both your stories, and all that you have gone through and stuff like that. But they're also going to want to see or hear, what, because Crystal, you touched up on it a little bit. Like, you have to be willing to want to fix this. Yeah. Like, you can't half-ass it.
Mm-mm.
Like, no. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to say, I'm rock bottom. I'm feeling like a piece of dog crap. Like, this is it for me. Like, I gotta so there are people, we have to remember, that may not be feeling that. So what are some of the things that you guys use? And I think this is important. Did you use alcohol to mask pain?
Yeah.
Did you use alcohol to help you get through things that you did not understand?
I used it basically to numb me. I didn't want to feel from everything. I didn't want to have I didn't want to focus on anything bad, anything good. I just, because I was too much in my thoughts. And then the thing is, though, is when you start drinking, you want to drink again to forget what you did the day before. So it's like a constant thing. I can fly. It's a constant thing that you're battling with.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with what Crystal said. For me, like, it was just like an escape because, I feel like a lot of alcoholics and addicts, we have a lot in common. I found that out. We don't really deal well with real life situations, things like that. So, like, for someone like me, I struggled with anxiety and depression a lot. So alcohol and drugs were a way to escape that, to feel good for a little bit and kind of forget about all the bad stuff that was going on in my life. But, looking back, like, it didn't help at all because, like Crystal said, it was just this never ending cycle.
Yep.
You'd escape. Next day you'd feel like shit. And you're like, well, what can help me not feel like this? And it was alcohol and drugs for me. So yeah, I totally get where she was coming from when she said that. And also what she said too about like willingness, openness, being truthful with yourself, being honest, and being vulnerable. Like, biggest things that helped me, because I was always someone who I could manipulate a situation where I would know what the person would want to hear, right? And I could play that way when, deep down it was just kicking the can down the road, and obviously the problems would add up. And Yeah. So like,
You would just buy yourself time, basically. I did the
yeah,
same thing.
kicking the road, like, all right, this, or just telling half truths. Like, I feel so bad. I did this to my family. Like, they care about me so much, but I would be lying to them about what I was doing. When the counselor, everything's going good, when deep down I was dying inside. And then I'd have to sit with those thoughts by myself at night, like, because I would isolate a lot, because I don't want to deal with people, the real world, because I'm struggling. And yeah, it was just this vicious cycle that, it needed to stop. And I'm glad I'm where I'm at right now to kind of get these tools to be able to deal with real life situations. Because, one of my counselors said, like, life is going to life. Like, there's going to be shitty stuff that happens no matter
Yes.
what. So being able to deal with those situations and not just run away from them, like, that's helped me immensely.
Yeah. I think of it, I know it sounds silly, but I think of it as like a superpower. Because I feel like whenever you actually get into sobriety, on down the road a little bit, you start to have a different perspective on so many things. The smallest thing. And then you're also more grateful. You see things from a different perspective. You appreciate things. You, deep down, you just feel so much pride. You don't feel that shame anymore. You just feel pride. And that is something that, I encourage anybody that is, still kind of into, like, you're what, 5 months now, right? You got your 5-month chip?
Yep. A little bit.
Yep. So,
Congrats.
yes, big congrats.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
That is a huge deal. Huge deal.
Those days.
Yes, huge deal. But like I said, I didn't go through AA. I didn't go through any programs. I did everything on my own. Like I just said, I'm done. I'm fed up. My life has got to change. I'm getting too old for this shit. And I'm tired of feeling like crap every morning. So now, like, when I think of it, I'm like, what is the point? There's really no point to feel good for a little bit, to feel like shit for hours after. I mean, there's no, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Insane. Like, just kept all right.
Yep. And another thing I encourage people to do, even if you're not ready, like you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to want it for yourself, not for your children, not for your spouse, not for anyone else that you love. You have to want it 100% for you. That is very important, because if you don't do it for yourself, you will fail. You have to want to do it for yourself. But even if you're not ready yet, that's okay. That's okay. But if you know that you're headed in that right direction, start journaling. I promise you it helps so much, because you have something to go back to. Like Brady here, he's very, very smart and lucky that he actually is documenting his progress, because whenever he has a shitty day, he has something to go back to look at, to compare things to. Like, this is where I was 3 months ago. This is where I was, a year ago to this day. You have that. And that is awesome. Like, keep going with that, because that's something I wish I would have done. But journal. I'm telling you, journal. And then whenever you get to that sobriety moment and you get your first year, start ripping out a couple pages, burn them. That's not you anymore. Out with the old, in with the new. That is something that I did, and that helped. That helped me so much. When I'd have a bad day, I could go back and look and see how I was feeling, weeks prior, and then see how far I came. And it just, you don't want to go back to zero. Once you start racking up those days, you do not want to go back to zero. And I'm at 1,418 days today, guys.
Hell yeah.
Almost at 4 years. Yes.
Amen.
So, some of the things, that I'm going to share, please take in consideration, at least try them. Not everything works for everybody. You know, everybody has their own thing, but I think I tried quite a bit of stuff. Especially for the cigarettes. I know, Jess, you asked if I have any tips about the cigarettes. Yes, I do. You can take that pack of cigarettes, start with 10, put 10 in a Ziploc bag, and then that's all you get. I don't know if you smoke a pack. I'm saying if you smoke a pack a day, you take whatever you usually smoke and you cut that in half and you put it in a Ziploc bag. Then whatever else is left in your pack that's all you have. You have somebody hide it for you if you have to. Sometimes that's what it takes. But it's a mental thing. You have to change your mind, change course, and think of something else. That is the best way you can do. Like, you start having an urge to drink or something, go find something else to do. Get your mind off of it, because it's 100% of our addictions and stuff like that it's in our brains. Like, you just have to change your perspective. And then the more and more you do that, the easier and easier it gets. And can keep praying too. Keep praying.
For sure. That was really well said. Like, you're knocking it out of the park. You could be like a counselor. It sounds like a lot.
I actually wanted to do that. I spoke at a couple of churches, but this has been what I wanted to do for a long time. I just had to get the courage up to do it. So finally doing it. Yay.
Oh, that's yeah, just kind of touch base back to rewind to like what you were both saying about like, you have to be like 100% all in, and you have to do it for yourself, because that was I struggled with. I had one foot in the door, one foot out the other, and I never wanted to stop, right? Even all this like destructive stuff that was happening in my life, like it's insane. I know what's going to happen if I keep doing this, but I couldn't stop. So I would try to get sober for other people, whether that be mostly like family members or in a relationship. And like you said, like, you're just always going to fail if it's not for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I forget what exactly it said, but there was a poster in the rehab place I was at that like said, you have to do this for yourself, so everything and everyone that you love in your life doesn't come second anymore. And I was like, damn, like that hit home for me. I was like, that's so true. Like,
yes,
yourself first before, you can give yourself the best version of yourself to your loved ones, friends, or family.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
Yep.
That was all terrific. Again, a question for the both of you. And forgive me if it seems like I'm kind of going back a little bit, but this is important.
Yeah, you're good.
What was the defining moment for the both of you that started your trajectory? Like, you guys are now rock bottom. Life sucks. Everything's just bad that's happening, whatever. What was your defining moment to where you knew that that's it, I can't go any lower. Like, I can only go up from here, if any? Because some people have it, and then some people, they just do it.
You want to go first?
Sure. Because I know this one. So for me, I've had a couple of those scenarios in my life where like I had a great place to live, a nice car, a great job, and alcohol and drugs would eventually just burn it all to the ground. And I was so stubborn, like the first time that happened, like I lost my career, and instead of like, you think that would have gotten me to like, okay, like I need some help, I got to figure this shit out. I went to Vegas for 30 days to basically numb my pain and just escape reality, right?
Yep.
So I come back, rebuild, get another great job. And, I white knuckled. I got sober for like a month, just basically to pass a drug test and be straight. And I would say within a month or two, I was right back in that same cycle of, drinking, doing drugs, calling into work, things like that. So I ended up losing that job again. Eventually you think, okay, like this is the time you think I would have gotten right. I didn't. I always like thought I could do it on self-will because my mind was telling me, well, look at, you can do this. Like, you've built up all this good stuff in your life. You just have to figure out, maybe tone it down, or maybe only drink or use on these days. Like, the addict brain will try to justify
Tricky.
everything you do to try to make it okay for you to drink. So I'm finally getting my shit back together. I got a girlfriend at the time. I just had got a new job that I was supposed to start on Monday, and I get in trouble over the weekend. Long story short, I end up in jail. I'm sitting in jail on that Monday waiting for the judge. So I get a no call, no show on my first day, and this great opportunity. So they figure out what's going on. Obviously, I lose the girlfriend, and I was just at rock bottom there. I'm like, dude, something's got to change. So like, I know I shared this on my page before, but like, instead of me trying to get help, I thought the best opportunity, or not best opportunity, the best thing for me was to commit suicide, right? Like, I've been doing this for 18 years. I continually hurt my family, hurt my friends, my relationships. I mean, you name it, like everything, I'm blowing up in my life. And I was tired of it. I didn't want to feel that pain anymore. And I didn't want to put my family through that anymore. So, you know, I did attempt to take my life. Looking back, it's wild. So yeah, it was probably a little over 5 months ago, a couple weeks before I went into rehab. And looking back, like, a cop pulled me off the ledge, and I truly believe like that was God saving me when I couldn't save myself.
It was.
And
Absolutely.
it's wild too. So like, you thought you would think that like, okay, like my life was just saved, I got to get right. My alcoholic and addict brain was telling me, well, I wasn't drunk enough, I got to keep drinking to do this. So after that happens, you know, the cop takes me to the hospital, make sure everything's good. I end up going back home. It's like 3 a.m, and I start drinking and using again, because in my mind, I wasn't fucked up enough to do it. So I'm like, I got to get more fucked up so I can do this. Like, I failed. So with the case that I caught, I wasn't supposed to be drinking. My mom and sister were worried about me. I still thank God, like, I have the best family in the world who care about me. And so they did a welfare check. Cop comes. They realize like I'm fucked up. I shouldn't be drinking. And the cop says to me, while my mom and sister are sitting right there, we know you're not supposed to be drinking. We know what's been going on. Like, you have 2 options right now. We can either take you to jail, or you can go to like a detox place to sleep this off, and then you can go to treatment. And like, I was still so far gone. I looked right at the cop and said, take me away. I put my hands up. They cuff me, walk me out in front of my mom and sister, and I go sit in jail for a couple days. So I'm talking to my mom on the phone then when I'm in jail, and she says, you have to go to rehab. Like, you have to do this. And I still, it's fucked up, because like, I still didn't want to do it after all this had happened. But being the manipulator that I was when I was an addict, like, I told her I would do it. So she bails me out, picks me up, and the place is like a mile down the road from the jail. And I get there, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. And I walked like a half mile in a snowstorm, caught an Uber, got a bottle, got a bag, and went on a 4-day bender. And by the end of that, that's when I think I finally surrendered, where it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you can't do this to your family anymore. Like, the people. And so I prayed on it that day. And I think I made a post about this too, because it's pretty crazy. So I prayed on it that night, and I said, God, please give me a sign of like what I need to do. And the very next day, there's this golfer named Anthony Kim. And when he was like 22 years old, he was a top 10 player in the world, making millions of dollars. Long story short, he got injured, and he had an insurance like cover or whatever. If he would ever get hurt, he could take like, I think it was 10 or 12 million dollars. So he took that, disappeared from the golf game for 15 years, was huge into alcohol and cocaine. Ended up coming back to try to play golf, and the next day, like, he wins a golf tournament, and he's talking about being in going to rehab, saving his life, being sober. Like, he has a wife and kid now, and I'm like, damn, like, that is my sign. So for me, like, that hit me. I went to rehab the next day, and been going at it, been sober ever since.
Sure, okay, so hell, let me out. Yes, ma'am. That is well said, Justine. Well said. I don't know if you
That's
can see that.
powerful right there.
Yeah, it is.
You want me to read it? Or you want
Yeah,
to
go ahead and
read
read it. Go ahead and read it.
Sobriety didn't open. This is from Pretty Little Clues. Sobriety didn't open the gates of heaven to let me in, but it sure as shit opened up the gates of hell to let me out.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's hell. It is. That's why I was saying the demons. They'll try to creep in.
That's a good.
And yeah.
I'm just trying to just get caught up with all.
Yeah, my friend Justine, she's got almost 2 years, right, Justine? Almost 2 years.
Brady, here's a question for you from everyone. This is from Pretty Little Clues again. What is your sobriety date?
I think he's froze. Maybe not.
Wait, can you repeat that again? Because you're freezing up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's can get off the Wi-Fi. February 23rd of this year.
Okay.
February 23rd. Awesome.
I'm just going through these chats. I apologize.
Hers
Yeah,
is
so that was
10/15/24. Almost 2 years, girl. We'll have to do one of these with you too. Well, my rock bottom. About a year before I decided to get sober, I was drinking with my neighbors, and I made a complete fool out of myself. It's quite embarrassing, actually. But we were at the pool, and I just got into it with one of my neighbors, and I was so embarrassed by that. But a couple days later, I took a bunch of pills, and I had my gun next to me, and I was seriously, considering going out behind the house and just shooting myself like a dog. I mean, like, you know what I mean, like a wild dog. But I didn't. But I still ended up in the hospital, and they put me on a 48-hour hold. Oh my God. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
They put me on a 72-hour hold, I think it was. But when the psychiatrist came in to see me the next morning, I explained to him that I was just way too drunk, and I took some pills, and I just wasn't thinking straight. And I had, some of my family members with me in the room, and he saw that I had support, so he ended up letting me go. So I wasn't even in there a full 24 hours. But that was a close call. But after that, it was more so when I would stay sober, even just for a couple days, I would just look at my kids differently and just really want to be better for them. And then I would just go back and drink just to numb it, because it hurt too bad. It just hurt. And I wasn't like a wake up, start drinking type girl. I was like a 3 p.m. was my time. I would start drinking at 3 p.m. and then I would drink. I was the type of where once I had one sip, I couldn't stop. I just needed that one sip, and I could not put it down. But I kept trying to, tell myself, well, if I go a week, maybe I can just have one little drink. And that's the devil trying to play games with you. Because when you are an active alcoholic, there is no such thing as one drink, but you can't think of it that way. Sometimes you have to take it second by second. Sometimes it's minute by minute. and you work your way up. It just depends on, if you're having a bad day or not. But I am like super grateful for my oldest daughter. She is now 20, because she was really hard on me. She gave me a lot of tough love. And, I look back at that and I'm like, she was kind of mothering me at that point. And that wasn't fair. That wasn't fair for her. But I've forgiven myself. She's forgiven me. We still have work to do, and it's been almost 4 years. We still have work to do. 4 years of sobriety is not going to just make up for all of the years that she saw me drinking. So we're not where, I would like for us to be, but we will get there. We will get there. And my younger two, they're very happy and proud. To be honest, I don't think anybody thought that I could really do it. Thank you, Justine. I'm proud of you too. But you know what though? Even the people that doubted me, that's what really made me double down on shit. Because I don't like for somebody to tell me I can't do something or I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you what time it is. And
oh yeah.
Yes. And he knows this about me. Like, I'm going to show you what time it is. Don't tell me I can't do something. Because I'm all for that. So they actually inspired me even more. Just by saying, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. So anyway, here I am almost 4 years later, so they can kiss it.
Killing it.
That's great.
Eat their words.
All right. I'm going to ask you guys another question. So
thank you, Ash.
Now that you guys are where you are,
mm-hmm.
and it's an achievement,
mm-hmm.
God's grace, God is good. Look at where the both of you are now. Mm-hmm. Even if it's even Brady, even if it was just 5 minutes, just the fact that you took the steps to start the process to where you are now. And God bless you. You're at 5, sweetheart. You're at 4 years plus.
Almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years. Sorry, I wanted to give you more time. I'm trying to stuff you with more time. With more time. Okay.
I'm not going to comment.
Thank you, because we can be dangerous sometimes.
Oh goodness.
So, I think what's important is why will YouTube not let me undo the deleting? I don't know.
I don't know.
Jess.
Why? Who did you delete?
But here's an important one. Now that the both of you are where you are now, mm-hmm. Okay. Obviously, you both have learned a lot of tools, a lot of not so much tricks, but you've gained the knowledge and the experience to help you where you are today. What can you offer to those that may still be struggling and are looking for an answer as to how do I go from here where I am today to where the both of you are now? What steps can they take to get there?
You want to go first?
Sure. No, that's a great question, because I was always one who struggled with that, right? Like, I just always thought it would be such a hard process and I'd never be able to do it. And I think the biggest thing though that helped me is just give up my self-will, right? I was always the one who wanted to be in charge, do it my way. Like, I stepped back finally once I got into rehab and was like, all right, I'm going to be open, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be willing, and I'm going to do whatever that they ask of me. So being honest with yourself is really one of the biggest things, especially because, Alcoholics and Addicts, they lie to themselves. I know I did for years, well, I don't have that bad of a problem. I just got to figure out a way to use in a lesser of ways, right? But like right. Crystal had mentioned before, like once you have that first sip, or for me, like that first line, like I could never stop. I always wanted more. So I think too, the biggest thing, like I just didn't believe that you could have fun without alcohol or drugs. Like
I agree.
18 years, like I don't think there was a couple weeks here or there, but I don't think there was ever a day where I either wasn't drunk or high off something. And going through this process, like finding out that like I can have fun, a lot of fun without alcohol and drugs is just like, it was a relief to me. I was like, damn, I didn't think this would
I
even be
know.
possible, right? Like,
Mhm.
but like here I am doing it. And I think some of the fellowship of it too, at least for me, you know, I need to be around like-minded people who have that same common goal. You know, I've made some awesome friends here throughout this process, whether that be my 4 months in rehab or you know, I've been here, I think like 5 weeks in the sober living, from all walks of life. Like I'm friends with like a 20-year-old who came from Mexico, and I still stay in touch with this like 68-year-old consultant from down south. Like it's crazy, but you know, it's cool to have those people to lean back on when you're struggling. Because someone like me, like when I'm left alone with my self-will and my own self-thoughts, like it's usually just destruction. It's just only a matter of, you know, when. So yeah, staying connected to the community for me has been huge. And that's why I think I'm so like open on my X page, because I was as hopeless as one could be, right? Like I thought the only way out was to kill myself. And now I'm here 5 months later and it's just like, oh, thank God, like God saved my life, because I've never felt better right now. And I'm in a spot where like I'm rebuilding my life, and I don't have those material things that I used to have that I thought would make me happy.
Right.
Like me, it's the spiritual side that's like really gotten me to this point. And Crystal, you touched on it earlier, like those little things that you're grateful for. Like I have the best family in the world and I took them for granted for years, right? Like they
Yeah.
could easily just like, I gave them every reason to give up on me, but they were always there to help and support. And like sometimes it was tough love, but I needed that. So that was kind of rambled on some different things there, but
No,
No,
go
you're
for it.
those
good.
things were what really helped me, and it's gotten me to this point.
Yeah. See, I didn't have a community. I do have a great family. Don't get me wrong. My mom and dad I'm so close to my mom and my dad and my brother. They live like 15 minutes from me. We talk a lot on the phone daily, text, whatever. So I had them. But it's hard whenever you are going through something. You need people in your corner that understand, because unless you are in that situation or you've been in that situation, people just don't understand. They don't understand it. But even though people out there right now who have a family member that is in, you know, active recovery, journaling works for you too. It does. It helps you get it all out. You know, because sometimes you have to be careful with your words, and you know, and whenever you bring up certain things that hurt you, you know. So I didn't do like the 12 steps. I didn't have a whole lot of you know, people in my corner. So my thing is I self-isolated, and I started working on my family, building that back up with my family first.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care about the outside people, you know, any of my friends, whatever. I wanted to work on myself and my relationship with my kids. And, you know, they, at the time, you know, they still had their doubts. Like I said before, you know, they didn't really think that I was going to be able to pull this off. But I just kept telling them, you know, it's okay. You don't have to believe. You like, we'll take it one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that, you know, because they were like, once I hit like I think 2 years, they were like, so Mom, now can you say that you promise you'll never drink again? And I said, I will tell you this. I don't make promises that I can't keep. So I cannot make that promise to you because I don't know what the future holds. And that would be very unfair for me to do. But I will tell you, I will promise everything inside me to try to not let that, ever happen again. But I feel like I'm in a good headspace, probably the best headspace I've been in my entire life. But I will say over the last few months, I've kind of felt myself pulling back a little bit. And like I was telling Disturbed earlier today, I just feel like telling my story tonight is helping me again in a way to kind of get myself back into the focus of the everyday, just the everyday tools that I was talking about, because depression is real.
Mhm.
Depression is real, and it sucks. But you just kind of got to keep giving yourself a pep talk, and you have to make yourself get up, and you got to make yourself do, and you make yourself proud. So, and discouragement, it happens to the best of us. We all get discouraged every once in a while, but we have to remember that discouragement is like, I feel like it's the devil. So you just got to tell the devil just to F off and keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting. I haven't had an urge to drink or anything like that, guys. I am urge free. I don't see the point in it anymore. And also, anybody out there who feels like they are like on that path to want to quit, I will say to you this: sooner the better. Sooner the better, because we have lost so many. Just my class alone, my graduating class alone, I probably lost a good 20% of those people overdosing. They even called it a curse of that class, because so many people OD'd, and just, some of them didn't even make it to 20. Some of them didn't make it to 30, and so every day is a blessing. And those that we really love and lost to what we are dealing with, we kind of have a greater appreciation of that too. Like, let's not waste it. Let's not waste this opportunity of being sober. And I feel like, God has his hands on us. And when I saw Brady and he kept putting, his story out there, I was like, that's powerful. And that's when I just started sharing your stuff. I was like, everybody follow along. And I think
that was very nice of you. And all your followers started like giving me support and positivity. I'm like, this is really cool.
Yeah, I have the best. I have the best followers. I do. They're family. They are very uplifting. They've helped build me back up and gave me so much strength, because I was a weakling when I first started on X back in. I started in February, but didn't make a first post until March 10th. And boy, did I have trolls after me. I sure did. But they've helped build me up. And you guys, if y'all see a fly or something, I have a window unit right here, and I have a crack right here, and the flies keep coming in. Like, I don't know what to do. He's gonna have to come and cardboard it, like he said. See it? They're like flying by.
Saw that one.
They're racing. But yeah. Who lost who? Yes.
Bid lost her husband.
Yeah, Bid. I know. You told me about that. That's
tough. Yeah, to Patty, like, let me just jump in real quick. To Patty, to Bid. Man, this chat is just like really like hitting my heart here.
Yeah, I've already teared up twice.
To you guys that have lost loved ones and through struggles and stuff like that. I mean, there's not all I can do. Well, what we can do is we can just offer our prayers to you and and your families, and just pray to God that every day gets a little bit easier, and you just draw strength from God. Um, I'm truly sorry
Yes.
for all that you guys have gone through. Something that I think is very important as well as we're diving into this. And Brady, I'll start with you first, and then
Sure.
sweetheart, you can answer
Hey,
this
Summer.
afterwards. Now that you guys are where you are, obviously we're not naive here. We know that there's a lot of people that are right in the beginning. And we all know that so many people are around them, whether good or bad. You know that there's tons of people in their ears. You got this. You can do this. Come drink in with us. But we won't offer you. Blah blah blah. Like there's going to be positive influences and negative influences. Now that you guys are where you are, what are some of the best practices that people that are just starting out, that are now beginning this journey, that they can do to help them with their walk to success?
Great question. I think one of the biggest things that people struggle with is like they look too far down the road, right? They just think that there's so much to do. Maybe they lost so much, or they burn their life to the ground, and like that's what for me was the hardest part before I went into rehab. I'm like, damn, this is gonna take a lot of fucking work. Like, can I even do this? But I think taking it one day at a time, like it's funny because that's like a huge saying in like the AA, world, is one day at a time. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first went into rehab, like they had all these, these sayings like that, and I'm like, these are bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But like that's truly how I live my life now, is one day at a time. Because like this isn't something that you just cured from, right? Like we're always gonna be alcoholics and addicts. Sorry, I got a motion light here. There we go.
Well, I'm over here
Um,
swatting a fly.
Yeah. So, so like we're always gonna be alcoholics and addicts the rest of our life. Like I've met so many people that they get complacent, and let's just say they have 10 years of sobriety and they're like, okay, well, like I can probably do this now. And then it's just like twice as worse. So like I think, yeah, truly taking it one day at a time for me, like that has helped immensely. Living in the present, like I would always be one to future trip and just think it would be too much, and then I would just give up, right? But like just showing up each and every day and doing the necessary things. Like if it's something you don't want to do, it's probably something you should do. Like there was definitely days in rehab where I'm like, man, do I really have to do this thing, like this activity or share this? But like it's all for a reason, right? So I think, yeah, just showing up every day and like just having that willingness is the biggest thing. Like Crystal said before, you got to want this for yourself. Like if you don't and you're not 100% all in, like you're probably going to fail.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's definitely what's helped me the most. And like you were saying before, Disturb, like be aware of your surroundings. If you got friends that are like asking you to drink or something, you're like, whoa, like I'm trying to better my life here, man. Were we even really friends like this? Like, I've kind of realized who some of my really good friends are. Some people who would come to rehab and see me every week. Like I had my family come see me. So like I'm extremely blessed to kind of have that in front of me where I'm like, all right, these are the people that I got to keep close because they want the best for me. So that's been helpful for me.
And before you jump in real quick, sweetheart, let me just say this. Dare I say also, it's just not friends.
Mm-hmm.
There are also family members that will try and exploit some weaknesses. And unfortunately, there is a decision that you need to make, because look, what you guys are going through, it's not easy. And and all of our other, brothers and sisters that are going through similar situations, it's not easy for them either. And I think it's very important that you surround yourself with a supporting cast that isn't going to ever expose, or at least give you the temptation, even the thought of it, hey, why don't you come out with us? We're going to go to this sports bar. Like you don't have to drink, but we'll be there for you. Like I think that is like the worst that you can do. Would you guys not agree on that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'll quick jump in and then let Crystal go because, like, there we go. Um, I'm extremely lucky. Like, my family is the best. Like, I think there might be listening. My mom's the best. My sister Trisha,
Oh,
like, literally, I love them. Have the greatest niece, two nephews. Like, I couldn't ask for better family. But like
that's
you were saying, I've met some people who I was in rehab with, and like they were doing this family session, this one-on-one they were supposed to do, and his brother was drunk when he was talking to him. And my buddy Phil was like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm trying to better my life, and like you're putting this in front of me. So like he kind of had to cut his brother off a little bit, and like, dude, if you're gonna do that stuff, like I can't be around you.
Yep.
I'm grateful that, like I said, I have the best family, so I don't have to deal with that. But like you said, it is out there for sure.
Yeah. That's kind of like, that kind of brings me back to what I was saying to you guys when we were in the studio before going live. Sometimes you even have to cut off family. Sometimes, I've let 30-year friendships go. I still have, a couple of my, friends from when I was like 8 years old when I first moved here. But I've let a couple of them go because they would try to bring me down. And that's why I just try to stay so flippin' positive all the time. Like, I don't want to say that I'm overly positive because, he'll tell you sometimes I have my weaknesses, but I do try to find the positive in everything, and I try to look at the best in people as well, and try to bring that out when I can. But what was the question again? Because
So the first thing is the tools. Like the first
Yeah.
question that I laid is what tools, and Brady and I touched up on some of it. Like don't go hanging out with, friends that ask you to go to like because because in situations like this, that friends and maybe some family members are going to try and minimize and say, well, it's not really a bar. It's like a sports, bar kind of thing, but we're just going to just go and eat. Like, no, like you shouldn't have anyone like trying to tempt you to go to anything with a bar, period.
Yeah.
So what are some tools that you have learned in your almost 4 years of sobriety that you have used to help you on your journey? And this was more for people that are just starting out, because we already know people that have already been sober for a while, they have their tools and stuff like that. Unfortunately, they're not on the show to give us these tools, but I want to ask you two, since it's still fresh, what tools have you used that you can help others that are just starting out?
Well, like Brady said, sometimes you got to take it, you really do have to take it a day at a time. The worst possible thing you can do is look at it like this and say, I can never have another drink. Oh my God, I can never have another drink. That is the worst possible mindset that you can have. You have to go into everything with determination, motivation. You have to want it, and you sometimes have to take it second by second. You can't think too far out, especially at the beginning. And talk about it with somebody. Talk about it with somebody who kind of understands, but they might not understand fully because they might not have went through it. But talk to somebody who is like your cheerleader, who wants what's best for you. It can be a family member, it can be a friend, it can be a preacher, anybody that you feel comfortable confiding in, that will just keep on, keep it up, good job. Like, because some, a lot of us need that. I know I sure did. I needed to hear that very often, especially in the beginning. You know, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Just so that I could get the negative thoughts out of my head. Because, you know, you're your own worst critic. Well, just like whenever, like if you feel like you want to go to rehab, but something's telling you not to go, remember this. That's the devil. Shoo him away. I'm a child of God. Redirect your mind. This is part of the brain work thing. Same with depression or anything else. You have to just, you have to train your brain. It's just like going to rehab. Rehab. That's exactly what it is. It's brain work.
100%.
And you just have to. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. You have to you just have to start thinking differently all the way around. You think basically opposite of what you were thinking prior. Like what do I want to drink today? You know, you don't ask yourself those questions. Don't let yourself get to that point because you want to keep changing your mind. Just keep redirecting it. And the more and more you do that, the stronger you get. And once you get to a certain point of your sobriety, you're like, damn, I'm strong as shit. Like, I've really done this. Like, I am so much stronger than I ever thought possible. And once you get to that point, that's when you start feeling it, right? You start feeling it. You feel empowered. And, I had a, setback 6 months, like a lot of you might have seen, where I was at the verge of, either wanting to take my life or walk out of my family because I had so much of that devil talking to me. And whenever I felt like, God was speaking to me and telling me, to keep fighting and to keep going, that is something that you need to tell yourself every day. I'm going to keep fighting. Keep fighting. Don't, every time you have a negative thought, just tell yourself you're going to keep fighting. And that goes for anything. And just keep praying for that guidance. Because I promise you, God will not steer you wrong.
Well, that was very well said. Especially, I think you were about to say it, but you didn't. But I think it is kind of rewiring your brain.
It is.
Like I've talked to a bunch of the OGs in like the program who have, 10, 15, 20 years of sobriety. And it's like, you won't even have to think anymore. It's like, eventually it's just, you're just going to keep continuing to do the right thing.
Yeah.
When it's asked, like I was a big negative self-talk guy. I always thought I was getting the short end of the stick. I'm getting screwed here, this, that, like just the worst outlook on life. But now it comes back to that gratitude thing. Like, I'm extremely blessed, like for my family. Like every day we're in a group chat and we have to list 5 different things we're grateful for. And like my family's always on there because without them, like I wouldn't be here. So,
right. Well, hey fam, if you're watching.
Pretty sure they are. My sister was texting me. She asked if I was nervous, which, like I said in the past, like your tweet to me was funny because I would have been nervous as shit in the past. But like,
yeah, that's because God has his hand on you.
I truly do believe that. Yeah.
And he's wanting you to be a vessel.
And that leads me up to my next question. Do you find yourself closer in your walk with God?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for him.
Yeah. It's funny too, because like I grew up going to church every Sunday, like did the Sunday school, was baptized, all that stuff. And then like after high school is kind of when I stopped doing that. And it's funny, like that's when all the bad shit started.
Devil.
Like looking back. And then, like I said, like a day or two before I went into rehab, when I like genuinely sought his help, like he gave me that sign. And like ever since then, like I pray every morning, every night. And like the prayers that I've asked for have been coming true. Like in the past, it was just like, if I was in a situation and I needed his help to bail me out, is when I would pray. And
Your
like I was,
sister's named Marcia.
yeah.
She's listening and she's so proud of you. She's
That's
in the
awesome.
chat.
Love you, Mom.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so-
mom.
That's
mom right there.
Mom.
Yep.
Oh, that's so sweet. Hi,
I
mama.
know,
Yes.
that's my mom's a sweetheart.
Oh, God bless
Yeah,
you.
I
We
put
love
her
you,
through
mom.
I put her through some hell, so I'm glad that she can get some good sleep now and not have to worry about me, knowing I'm finally doing the right thing.
Good.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like faith has been like the biggest part of my foundation, where, you know, I always wanted things like they talk about it here in rehab and like in the groups we go to, like we as alcoholics and addicts, we always wanted to control everything, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I wanted things this way and I wanted it now.
Trisha's in here too.
Yep, that's my sister. She's
Yep.
awesome too. She's the one too who gave me some tough love, but I needed
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So
Good job, sis.
Let me get her up there. Let me get her up there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Brady's sister here. We are watching. We are so grateful for all your hard work and sobriety. Crystal, 40 years, amazing. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter.
man.
You know, when a family is built, when the foundation of a family is built on love, I know that there's a lot of tough moments in many families. Let's keep it 1,000 here. There is no such thing as a Brady Bunch family. Okay, we all have families. We all go through difficult times, but every once in a while, there's always one that stumbles and may fall or whatever. But that's when the true love of your family really shines.
Yeah.
And Brady, we can tell that your foundation and your supporting cast is absolutely beautiful with the
Look at them
love
in here.
and look at
Positivity.
them in here and just lifting you up, and they're proud of you no matter what you have gone through.
It's
Look
beautiful.
at where you are now, and that's the most important thing, brother. And you want to know something? Your family loves you that much more today because they seen where you were, what you went through, and where you're heading.
And what you're willing to do to be that person.
Yeah, and it's a sacrifice on your part as well, and you're doing it, bro. You're freaking doing it, and you're going to be an inspiration for so many people. Same
Just
thing with
keep
you,
doing
Crystal. You're going to be an inspiration. Like your stories are, it's going to echo. You know, for
Brady's got me over here crying.
No, I was just shedding a tear too, man. Like I'm so grateful for my family, and just I would have never thought. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm still early on in this, but like, I don't
5
think I've
months
ever
is huge.
in my life. Like, it's wild.
Yes, 5 months is huge. Huge.
You're doing it.
You're doing it. Like
The both of you are doing it. I mean, look at this chat. This chat from Pretty Little Clues. I mean, I would put it up, but then there's like a little like 2-second delay and stuff like that. But let me just give them a shout out. Pretty Little Clues, one day at a time, Brady. Let me see.
Leo loves life.
Let me see. There was so much more love that was poured in here. I just want to get to everybody.
But that proud feeling you're feeling right now,
Man, can't put a price on that. I tell
can't. I'm telling you, I'm almost 4 years in, and I still feel it. Don't let that feeling go, man. Don't let that feeling go. Just remember that every morning when you wake up, and every time, you know, you do have an urge or something like that. Just remind yourself. That's why I admire what you were doing on X, because you have that to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
To just see. I have my journals. And you know, every once in a while I feel the need to just see how far I've come.
For sure.
But I don't have video logs of it, and I wish I would have done it that way, because it's what you're doing is truly beautiful, and you're inspiring people day by day, because you're sharing your story as you progress, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And you know, I feel like God has put us in this situation for a reason, and it's taken me a while to get the courage up to to come this far. But this is something that I've always wanted to do. Especially now that I have a platform. You know, we have a show, and then I have my own channel. That's why I encourage you, whenever you get the time and the right mindset, to also build a channel. We will help support you and get you people over there too. And I know a lot of people on X absolutely love you. And you know, the more people
here,
you can reach. Huh?
You guys can, the both of you, and your stories and your inspiration can help right here, right now.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm going to put
absolutely.
something up right now that someone asked from Bid actually asked this. And she asked, do you recommend any groups? I haven't been able to find any, but I think I'm finally ready to.
Yeah.
So I think that's important.
Oh,
because
100%. Yeah, like the willingness already, like just to even ask that shows like that whoever made that comment is ready. And for me, like a big one, it was going to like the Alcohol Anonymous meetings. They are kind of all over the world, so like I would suggest to download the Everything AA app, and basically on there, you know, you can track your sobriety. They have the big book on there. They have daily reflections every day that I read. And I'm pretty sure you can find meetings like locally or wherever that person is at. And if there isn't one, I know there's online meetings too that they could try.
Mm-hmm.
I get
Didn't
that
even
it's,
know that.
yeah, I get that it's scary. Like I remember, I told this to my sponsor. I remember a funny story. The first meeting I ever went to, I went to meet him because he went to church with my mom, and he's in the recovery community, and he works at the recovery center here too, part-time. So I met him there and went, and I remember they were going around, and one guy was getting his 24-year coin, and he shared his story, and he's like, yeah, you know, I come every single week to the meeting, and like I was still so far gone and not ready. I'm thinking, man, I gotta come every week for 24 years. Like this is a lot. But then I like realized once I became open and willing, like it's more than just a meeting too.
Yes.
You know, I've met so many awesome people in the recovery community, and like lifelong connections I made there. And like there's all these sober events that this place runs, and like so just being able to get involved with that has been huge. But yeah, as far as that question, I think I would start with that Everything AA app, and you know, look to see if there's meetings locally. If not, you know, there are meetings that are online that they can attend to too.
yeah, because the thing with Bid
Thanks,
68 is
Scotty.
um, she's a widow. She lost her husband.
Mm-hmm.
So she's looking for like I guess it's like a supportive grief group or something that she can go to so that she can get the help. Because I mean, you know, this just doesn't impact, you know, the person that's, I mean, abusing the, you know, the alcohol or the drugs or
Mhm.
whatever it is. You know, this also impacts family.
Yeah.
And, you know, families go through a lot of this because they're seeing their loved ones being destroyed from within.
Yeah, they need tools too.
And they
Mhm.
need tools, they need support as well,
Mhm.
especially when you lose a husband or a wife or a brother, or a sister or a mom or a dad. Like, you know, it's a collective within the family. So if there's any groups or anything that we can provide, we will definitely post that so that
For
you
sure.
guys can turn to,
And
because
Bid,
that is important.
I know who you are on X because you've reached out to me before in DMs. Reach out to me after the show. I'll give you my number. And
Yeah,
I'll be
reach
here for
out
you
to
too.
too. I think there's like Al-Anon groups too, and those are specifically, I believe this is right.
ANON.
Yeah.
She
Me,
said that that's a lifesaver.
yeah, I was gonna say meetings for people who, yeah, have loved ones struggling with it or have lost their lives from it.
Yeah.
A
Yeah, I'll give you
message
my
from
personal number and just in case, like, I'm here, honey. I'm here. I got you.
A message from one of my buddies, brother of mine. He says, Brady, I don't know you from Adam, but from one human to another, keep going, never give up, and never go back.
Man, that's powerful, man. I appreciate that, man. It's crazy. Like when I started this page, like I just wanted to hopefully help a couple people get out of that spot. And like there was complete strangers who were literally showing up every day, like love, positivity, support, shooting me DMs, telling me to keep going. Like it's inspiring people. So, you know,
I did that. I did that to you too.
yeah, I know you did. I'm like, damn, like these are complete strangers. And like,
Yeah.
all this love and positivity, it just reminds you like that there's still so much good out in the world, you know, like a lot of the times we're living in now, it seems like it's just a lot of negative stuff that's being broadcasted. But that reminded me that there is some truly awesome people with big hearts in the world. And like, I don't take any of the support for granted. That's why anytime I ever make a post, like I make it a point to when I can like reply to each and every single person, because I don't take that for granted.
Right. Right. Because that's what we're being led to do.
Mm-hmm.
God put us in this situation. I'm telling you, he put us in this situation to be a vessel and to share our testimony and empower as many as we can, and, you know, lead them to God and in the right direction.
For sure.
But yes, I agree with you, Scotty. He says, just goes to show the internet can be an amazing thing when it is used correctly. It absolutely can. And you know what I've noticed on X? Many of you guys know X can be a very dark place. Very dark place.
Mm-hmm.
You put yourself out there and you are genuine and you are kind, the right people will find you. I have over 5,000, you know, followers, and I got most of those within, you know, a couple of months. And I'm telling you, they are so freaking wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
They, you know, you've got a lot of my followers now too that are following your journey.
Sure.
But they find you. The good find you. And every once in a while you'll get, you know, a troll or something, but that one troll will bring 10 good people to you. That's the way I try to look at it. But just hang in there, guys. And, you know, if you need me, I'm here. If you need help finding a location, Disturbed and I'd be happy to help you find something.
Yes, we will
that's
definitely
local
post.
to you, or an internet. You know, I'm not, like I said, there's no wrong way and there's no right way to
True.
get sober. Some people need the AA. I feel like majority people do.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a choice in the matter because I have babies to raise. But you know, it's try to look at it this way. Don't get there and don't look back. Don't look back for a long time. And then whenever you get to a certain healthy point, you can say, damn, look how far I've come in just this short amount of time. Just this short amount of time. It's amazing. And Brady, I'm so proud of you though. 5-month chip. I saw that and I was like, better bring that up. But I brought it up for you.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And time flies. Like I look back to like when I first got to rehab, like even when I first ran the first time, because I was just honestly like I didn't want to do it. And a lot of it though, like I was scared, you know, I had never been to rehab. I'm thinking they're going to have these white coats and clipboards trying to figure out what's wrong with me. And like, just the idea of rehab is scary, right? Like I got to share everything that's bad about me and like all my deep, dark secrets from the past with complete strangers. Like,
yeah,
doesn't sound ideal, but like, honestly, it was the best thing I ever did. And like, when I finally got open and willing and vulnerable, like it's just such a huge relief to like,
Mhm.
you know, it's like
Your
this
shoulders feel lighter.
yeah, it was like this boulder lifted off of me, and like after that point, like it just seemed like steady sailing. Like obviously I still had rough days, we all do, right? But like I
Mhm.
found better ways to handle those rough days now than instead of a bottle or a bag or anything like that.
Yes, that's another thing too. You just have to um you have to find your you have to take time. This is huge. You have to take time to get to know yourself all
Mm-hmm.
over again. Because you truly find yourself again. You and then whenever you start to find yourself, you're like, damn, I'm a pretty good person. Like I've always had a good heart. I've always had a heart of gold, but it reflects differently
For sure.
and it shines brighter. And but you have to take the time to get to know yourself. Like Brady was saying earlier, whenever you first come out of when you start the sobriety journey, you start to think, gosh, I'm never going to have fun again. I'm never going to have fun again. That
I,
sucks. But truthfully, as long as you take that time that you need and for yourself to get to know yourself, it is the very first time that I was actually able to hang out with a friend after a few months of working on myself. We had the best freaking time. And you know what? I didn't feel like shit the next morning. And I remembered everything that we talked about. We had great conversation. We laughed. We cut up. And that's when I knew I was like, damn, I had more fun sober. And so what's the point? Why was I doing that? You start asking yourself, like, what was the point? Why was I even doing that? But you have to do the work too. Like it's not just you quit drinking or you quit doing drugs. You have to be willing to put in the work. And the best way that Brady has described it is you have to be open. You have to be open and
mm-hmm.
willing, and you have to hear the message.
For sure. Yeah,
Thank you, Patty.
that's like one of the biggest things that like I've learned, because it's cool going to these meetings because like you meet so many different people and they're all at different spots in their recovery journey. And one of the like the things I think that's worked best for me is one of the things that worked best for me, I guess, was like seeing what these people have gone through, and they like got away from the meetings. They were complacent, they didn't start telling all their truths, right? And it led them back to a relapse. So like
Yes.
that's what they keep saying is like you have to be open, willing, and honest. And people are scared to do that, and I get it. Like I was scared to do that too. But like the people in the meetings, they're like, dude, we've heard everything like that people have
Yeah.
done. So like don't be afraid to share. And it'll just like we talked about earlier, it'll get that like boulder kind of lifted off your shoulder.
Yes. It's almost like whenever you get baptized, you feel the weight of the world off your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
But I owe it all to God. I really do. I feel like he just kept his hand on me and talked to me, and he knew what to do, and just keep fighting those demons. Tell those demons to go on somewhere. That you don't want any part of that. You've got to continuously do that. And even here recently, I started having like demons trying to creep back in with my depression.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm like, no, go away. And also the devil works in mysterious ways. He will try to even use someone very close to you to try to get in your head.
Sure.
Don't let that happen. Be on alert because it can happen. Whenever you start feeling a certain type of way, you'll just know once you keep on telling yourself this. And there's gonna be days where you might not want to get out of bed, or you might not want to go to church. But that's just when you get up and you say, to hell with the devil. I'm doing what I need to do. And you just do it. And then you feel so good about it. You feel so proud. You genuinely feel proud, and your day just will get so much better. And, for the depression aspect of it, there's different stages of it. But sometimes it tries to get you to not do the most simple things. And you think it's going to take, like, you keep thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. But it might only take you 5 minutes, and you've thought about it for like 4 hours, dreading it, like going to a class or whatever. You just dread it. But then you get up and you do it and you get it over with, and you're like, damn, I got that done quick. You just keep trying to do little things like that every day, and it keeps building you. You have to build yourself back up, and you have to learn to love yourself again. That's huge. You have to forgive yourself, and you have to love yourself again. That is very important.
Very well said.
My brother has had excuses and not going to meetings and seeing a therapist or taking meds or depression. He thought he was invincible. Yes, that's the devil.
I know I had that feeling too. I was like, self-will, like, I got this. I've done it before. Like, I just got to figure out ways that I can drink and use. And like, I just couldn't. And, as alcoholics and addicts, like I said, I think I kind of touched on this before. Like, we do everything or say every excuse to try to justify it.
Yeah.
When we're just not being honest with ourselves. Like,
yeah.
that was huge for me. I mean, that's why, I had all these ups and downs for 18 years, because I just admit to myself that, like, I need help. Like, I can't do this by myself. I tried every way possible. And
you weren't ready. You just weren't ready.
Right.
You wanted to live the good life, what you thought was the good life.
Life, right. That's
and now you're starting to see, damn, this is the good life.
For sure.
But like I said, new mindset. We have superpowers.
And something important too to take away from all this too, Brady. And you just said it, like, I need help. Nowadays in society, we get caught up in like the Joneses, what car they're driving, how big the house is, how big their bank accounts are, the clothes that they're wearing, the brands, all that stuff. And people think, on social media, that that's a flex. That's not a flex. That's called window dressing. You know what the biggest flex is that any human could do is admitting that they have a problem and that they need help. That is the biggest flex, because what comes after is a testimony that will save lives down the road. That's the flex.
Yeah.
In similar situations just like that. That is the biggest flex. So you be proud of yourself,
Hell yeah.
This show is all about you guys, but I'm just going to touch up on one thing. When I spoke to a pastor of mine, I had a lot of shame with something that I went to him about. And one day I'll share this story on another show. I just want this to be all about you guys. And, the greatest thing that I took away from this meeting that I had with him was that he said, don't have shame. Don't feel any shame from what you have gone through. If anything, be proud at where you are today and pretty much speak on your testimony, because someone out there needs to hear this, and your story will save someone, someone that may, and we all know the stories. I mean, so many people have so many similar stories on how we'll fix that light for you.
I swear.
Maybe you can clap on, clap off.
Yeah, right.
Something, or just like a snap your finger or something. But it's all good. Don't worry about it. It's good material.
Yeah.
But like, everybody has a similar story and stuff like that, and your testimonies can really reach a lot of people. and help them, you know? And that's why it's important to talk about all these tools and all these things that you guys have learned and, um, and having families like you both have, who love you unconditionally and, stuck with you. Because look how proud they are, just blowing up the chat and, giving you all kinds of love
Awesome.
and
I
everything.
love it.
That was like the highlight of
Oh,
the
for
show, you know what
I
I mean?
agree. I
I'm-
agree. Mom
Because
and
it's
sis.
because it's a relief for them as well. You know what I mean? They're proud.
Yeah. And that video
Smile.
or that those pictures that you were putting about your nephew, even bringing you a glove
Oh,
to play.
I know. I almost
That
started
is that
crying
was
when I got in the car. He's like, "I brought you a glove." Like,
goodness
at
gracious.
football. I'm like, "Oh man!" Like that one hit home.
Good.
That was awesome. I think they're actually coming up this week too, so I'm gonna get to see him on Wednesday for a little while. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, good.
But yeah, I think I want to touch on what you were just saying, like sharing and being open and not afraid of judgment. Like you said, like we're raised to, like, if you're a guy, like just showing weakness is like asking for help, but it's really not. I think it's the opposite.
I agree.
Mhm.
I always thought, like, damn, like I think deep down I knew I had a problem, but like I didn't want to say it to anyone. But like the steps and the things that have came after I admitted I had a problem, like I have so many people in my life like, wow, you're so strong for what you're doing. Like I'm so proud of you. Like it's crazy. So like I'm just gonna quick tell a story here. So like coming out of high school, like I had a couple scholarships to play basketball at the Division II level, but I was dating a girl who was older than me. And, that was my first love. I'm like, I'm going to marry this girl, all this. So like I stayed in town to go play basketball at a Division III school where I had to pay for school because, I thought we were going to be together forever type of deal. Your first love.
Yeah.
And obviously, it didn't work out, and like I neglected her from drinking, all this stuff, and like I felt really bad for it for years. And like I haven't talked to her in like 15 years, and then out of the blue she sends me a Facebook request because I think I'm still friends with her sister on Facebook. So she saw some of my posts about kind of what I was going through, and like I created the X page and whatnot. And she just sent me like a really warming message saying like, I'm so glad you're sober, like super proud of you, all this. And I'm like, damn, like that's crazy. So that just kind of hit home and reiterated like I'm doing the right thing.
Yes.
And you can't change the past. That was a big thing in rehab, like accepting it.
Yes.
I always sat in the past, like, man, if I would have did this, if I would have did that, like we can't change the past. We don't have to like it, but like we have to accept it and move on and just know like the only thing we can really do is move by day and like show through actions our change. So I don't know about you, but like I would say, yeah, I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna do it. Like I'm sorry. Like my family and friends, everyone, they heard that enough. They're like, show some action to this, and like that's what I'm finally doing. Actions speak louder than words, and
absolutely.
Some of those promises of the program are starting to come true, and like it feels good to be on this path. And I would have never thought I'd be on a podcast or a show with you guys sharing all this, but here we are, and man, God is good.
Yes, God is good. That's because
Absolutely.
He's got His hand on you. I'm telling you, I told you early on, I could see it. I could see it. God had His hand on you.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And that is empowering. So keep doing what you're doing, sharing and helping inspire others. And I promise guys, I will do the same. I will start opening up more. It's not that I had shame. It's not that I had embarrassment. It's more so about how there's just so much to say. Like I didn't know where to begin, really, honestly. Because my journey is just so choppy from, trying to get sober, fail. But sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes you have to fail a lot to get there. And don't be discouraged if you do have a relapse. Just get back on track. Because I know a lot of people who have had, relapses. But they haven't given up. They'll go back to it. I know even one of my neighbors in my cul-de-sac that I used to get super, super wasted with. I helped her, and she's got almost 2 years sober now. And she was a heavier drinker than I was, if you can believe it, and much older. So, just you got to keep pushing through, and I promise, guys, I will do better about putting the word out. And Disturbed and I were even talking about maybe doing like a Q&A, which we kind of already done this show. But if you guys, have more questions or something like that, just reach out to me on X, and I can make that happen. Or if you want to hear more,
We can even put it on the show too, if you want.
Yeah.
Where they can send it on X, and then we could just go through it on Friday.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That's when you wanted to do the show, right? On Friday?
Yeah, maybe even Wednesday. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay.
But Brady, if you want to join us again for that too, you are welcome to. Always welcome. I just feel like I just feel like, I was telling him today, I was like, God has blessed us, and you can't really to touch back on what Brady was saying. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm ADHD,
Oh, you're good.
like hell.
You're good.
But to touch back on what he was saying, which I can't even remember what I was going to say now. How embarrassing. Oh my goodness.
It's all right. Just take your time.
Yeah. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But it was damn. What was it that you were just talking about? Hell, I don't even remember now. Brain fart.
A show of like Q&As or something like that.
No, before that.
Oh.
I don't know. It'll come to me later when I'm asleep.
Another thing that I want people to take from this show as well, and you alluded to this a little bit, Brady, us men, because I've been seeing it a lot more, where men's mental health is really, really becoming a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's because very, very early on, us men were told that shut up, don't express your feelings, don't be a wuss, tough it out, figure it out, take care of it. So we're conditioned at a young age to almost be like robots, because I'm going to open up to you guys a little bit. And I kind of did a little bit on X when my sweetie over there sent me a little mushy post, and I read like some of the stuff that I read everything, but like I really like whenever she sends me something, I have to like take my time reading it, because all too often I'm fighting my own demons, like as far as emotions is concerned, where sometimes I catch myself and she'll send me something so sweet and I have to catch myself, because it's just like, wow, this woman is really pouring herself out to you. She's like really giving you her heart. And I've never experienced that before. And I was married before for many years, but I have I'm not going to go into that, but for many years I was, because of my condition at a young age, like I wasn't really allowed to show emotion. So I just had to just be a robot, provide, take care of things. And if I felt any emotions, put your face in the pillow and scream, or get in your car and drive. So there was something that she sent a little bit ago on X, and it caught me because, again, like she's teaching me that it's okay for me to put my guard down a little bit, which is what we're figuring out now, Brady.
Absolutely.
It's not the same road, but we're kind of like going parallel with each other, but different circumstances where we have to decide, how to emotionally grasp what we're being told and then express the same gratitude, with our emotions. And when I was reading her message, I was like, holy crap. This woman doesn't realize that I'm the one that has been actually leaning into the things that she says that, what she's thankful for me for, and I had to admit that. And that was hard for me to do because I didn't message her, like I didn't respond right away. It took me a couple minutes because I had to admit to myself, like, damn, like this woman doesn't realize how much she's really helped me. Because when
Oh,
I first came over from where I used to live and then I moved down to South Carolina, I was a mess. I had a lot of healing to do. I had a lot of barriers that I had. Um, and she was the first one, very early on when I first moved here. Like, and little by little, she's been chipping away at this, these walls that I have. So, what I'm trying to say here, just to tie everything so that it all makes sense for everybody that's listening, is that it's okay for men to struggle. It's okay for women to struggle. And if you are struggling with things emotionally, tell someone.
lean on
Uh,
each other.
Lean
Mhm.
on each other. Now, Crystal already knows I'm never going to cry to her. Like that's like
We'll see.
that
Never
ain't
say
even gonna happen.
never.
We'll see.
No, I'm saying never because that ain't never gonna happen. And I have my theories about that because women like biologically want their man to be like a lion. Like we have to be strong pillars. But I will tell you one thing: I will get emotional with guys in my circle, like because I know that a lot of those guys are going through similar things that I'm going through. So it's okay for us, and we have to start putting this out there for not only women but men. Like it's okay to express your feelings and don't keep everything bottled up, because when I first came here I had so much bottled up that it was actually making me someone that I know I'm not, because
Mhm.
even my own mom told me, even my own sister told me that this is not my brother. Like,
Yeah.
now take this time that you're here and you did what you did, up north. Now you're down here. Now it's time to heal. And when I hear those words, I'm like, you know what? They're right. I have to admit as a man that, yeah, I can express these feelings. So
100%.
anyone that's struggling, any man that's struggling, don't let your pride get in the way. Don't let any of this stuff, you know, prevent you from seeking help. If you have an addiction, you know, there's so many people like us on here and out there that will sympathize with you, and we will help you get the help that you need, because it's a struggle, and we know what you're going through and we want to help, and there are other people that would also like to help, so that
Yeah.
you can be a story like Brady, like you can be a story like Crystal. The world
Hmm.
needs more of these stories out there.
Yes, I agree.
Uh,
And back to that, you think women don't like the man to cry or whatever.
I ain't gonna cry to you.
To, to me, I don't know about you ladies, but to me, I think that a man is even more brave and strong when he's not afraid to show that he can cry. That doesn't mean I want you to be like a little freaking, crybaby, a wuss. But if you're feeling it, you're feeling it. You're supposed to lean. You're supposed to lean on each other. Um,
I'll
and
lean on you, all right, but I ain't gonna cry.
and you can't worry about judgment, especially if it's you're talking to the right person. You can't worry about judgment. That's what I always say. Listen, even you guys in the chat, if y'all ever need to reach out to me, you can come to me. It will be completely between us, and I cast no judgment at all, because let me tell you, I have no place to talk. I have no room to talk. Um and I don't judge. And how I act on X, he'll tell you that's how I am in real life. This is me. This is how I am. In real life, in person, all of that.
I have never met someone with a heart as pure as hers. Like,
Oh,
and that's facts. Like I like, it's the truth. So when she really is like trying to help someone, it's genuine as fuck.
yeah.
Like I'm being dead ass. Like I've never met anyone with a heart like hers. And that's one of the biggest things that attracts me to her, is that I even catch myself like where I'm like ready to go strong, and then she'll say something, and then it's just like, oh, mushy, mushy, and then I just like turn to mush. So I get very like soft, and I approach her in a different way,
Yes.
because it's warranted. That respect is warranted to her.
Thank you. That's sweet. I think, ladies, come to me, hit me up in my DMs. I would prefer the males to get it disturbed, please, because I actually blocked and unfollowed quite a few today, as I was screwing through things. But or Brady is, he's like, hey, my DMs are open, so
I
hit him
usually
up.
try to put that in there just because I know I was one who like never wanted to.
Ladies too. His DM is open.
Oh boy.
Oh, damn! There you go. They're gonna
And
start hitting you up. Brady, do
yeah.
you mind if I put your X link in the chat?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
everybody go over and follow Brady if you're
I've
not
got
already.
some really great DMs on there. Because yeah, like you were just saying, Crystal, like no judgment at all. Like, I mean, I've been through hell and back, like 18 years of this shit, a suicide attempt, relationships, jobs ruined, like you name it. But I think looking back and reflecting, like I think I had to go through all of that to be able to be where I'm at now.
Absolutely.
To
you
share
did
that testimony, to say like, damn, this dude went through some shit, and like he can do it, like I can do it, type of deal. So like,
yes,
those are some of my favorite DMs, saying like, I haven't opened up to anyone, but you felt like a good person to share this with, and like nothing makes my heart warm more than getting a DM like that and getting someone to take that first step, because like this stuff is truly worth it. I never thought I'd be here, but here I am. Like, I've never felt better. Probably last time I felt this good was when I was 18, right before I started drinking and using. So
yeah. Well, it's different now too, because I get those messages too, and they just like they hit you in your core. About being inspiring, and thank you for being vulnerable, and just things like that. Like, I'm tearing up now, but like little things like that, they add up. That's what I tell him all the time too. It's the little things in life. Like, you have a different perspective. It's not about materialistic things.
right.
It's about who's in your corner and who's in your life, and and not settling. Like, just don't settle. But I'm totally here for any of you. I don't have 10 years in the bank, but guess what? I feel like I do. Because I'm telling you, 4 years has flown by. Like, I have to be like, gosh, how many days has it been again? Because I'll get confused. So I have like a little clock thing on my phone that reminds me every day. So, and that's good. That's a good thing too, to wake up to, because you're like, damn, I made it this far. I'm on this day. No going back to zero. Just keep racking them days up. But is there anything else you want to add, Brady? Any other motivation? Any other advice?
I think we kind of touched on it all. Like I said, like just be open, honest, and willing is like, those are like the three keys, at least for me, that helped me the most, because I always wanted to do it my way. I wanted to get sober my way, but like you had touched on it too before, like you got to be 100% all in. If you half-ass it, you're going to relapse at some point.
Yes.
Be 100% all in, open with your, people you're telling this about, and, the things you're struggling with. Don't leave anything off the table, because I'm telling you, if you do, like from the people that I've talked to in the recovery community who relapsed after years, it's because they weren't completely honest. They left some things out. And if someone's giving you a suggestion and you don't want to do it, it's probably a good thing that you do it, meaning that you should, because I was someone who, Like, I never wanted to go to rehab. I didn't want to stay the extra 90 days for the Terra program. I didn't want to go to sober living, but that was just like my addiction talking, saying like, dude, you got
And the devil.
and the devil. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And now I'm like, thank God that I'm doing what I'm doing. And I went and did the extra 90 days and I'm at the sober living house now. Like, yeah, everything's been great. Like, faith has been my foundation, but being open, honest, and willing are like just three of the three biggest things I can't reiterate enough.
Yes.
Amen.
And
Amen.
journal. I'm telling you, journal. Even if there's something that you are just so ashamed of that you do not want another human being to know, write it down. Write it down every day for a week. Okay, get it out there. But every day that you write it down, at the end of each day, burn that shit. Burn it. But do it every day consistently for a week. And then just keep continually burning it. And just let it go. You have to let it go. God has a beautiful path in front of you, Brady. He is already using you for good things and inspires change. Great combo to tune into tonight. That was from Trisha.
How's my sister again, man? She's got some nice things to say about me.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm proud of you, man.
Give her a big
You have
hug.
you have beautiful babies, Trisha.
They're awesome too. The youngest one, Christian, he's a hoot, man.
That's good.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them.
All right.
Amazing.
Well, sweetheart, do you have any last words that you want to?
No, just that I love you guys. I love you guys. I'm here.
Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I think it was a fantastic, beautiful show.
Yes. Thank you, Brady, for being a part of this.
Yeah,
No,
thank you, Brady, for coming on.
Thank the both of you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
No, you're
wanted to thank you and let you know how grateful I am for this opportunity. Like, it means a lot, and I really appreciate you having me on. I agree. I think it was some great conversation.
Absolutely. And Brady, I'm going to extend this out to you. If you ever need to use our platform for any message that you want to get out there, please don't hesitate. Just hit one of us up and say, hey, I have some things that I need to say. Even if you want to bring some of your brothers on, we can work something out where we'll get people on and we'll have like a nice round table.
Yeah.
Sure.
To help out, to get their experiences or their stories out. We can definitely do something special to really get that positive message and that vibe out there, because there's so much evil that's happening in the world, and I just think that it'd be good for positive things to be out there for a change.
Sure. No, that's actually a great idea. We can maybe do something like that in the future. I don't know if you saw before, two of the guys in the house.
I heard them.
In before.
Yeah, we heard, but that's quite all right though. We don't care. But yeah, definitely, Brady. Thank you so much for coming on here, sharing your story.
Absolutely.
We wish you the best of luck. You have a great family. Thanks to mom and your sister for all the love that they've expressed here. Amen. Brother, we're rooting for you.
And we'll continue watching your journey, following your journey on X.
We're going to follow you closely, and tomorrow we're going to have Young Love on the show tomorrow, who's going to talk about his journey and the struggles and the things that he went through and how he used music to help him escape like whatever it is that he was going through, that he's going to open up and share with us. So we have a lot of shows coming, folks. We have me and Crystal, we are working like daily, right, babe? Like
just about, yeah.
Like every day we're putting in good work over there.
Hey, I mean, we want, one of the biggest things is before we started, when we were talking about doing a show, like there's so much stuff that's happening right now, especially on X. There's a lot of negative crap, like stuff that I'm not even going to get into. I'm not even going to be associated with it, and I'm not going to take sides. I'm going to remain neutral on a lot of things. One of my biggest things was, when we do this show, we're going to be different, and we're going to head in a totally different direction where we want to help people. We want to wise. We're still going to talk about true crime. True crime. We're going to talk about current event stuff, as they happen. you know, if it's interesting, we're going to definitely bring it up and talk about it and even spend like the whole show talking about it. But a lot of what we do, we're pulling away from all that negativity stuff because I think it's pathetic. I'm 49 years old and I don't have time for that, all that drama. I want to put, and you know, something that me and Crystal, we both agree on, we want to put positivity out there.
Yeah.
While the whole world is tearing itself up, go ahead and do it. We're going to put a little bit of piece of it back together in
Yes.
any way, shape, or form that we can. And these shows give us that satisfaction.
Yeah.
Where-
We're gonna be the light in the dark.
Yeah,
Love
where
that.
we want, you know, people like you, Brady, to come out and you know, come on with us and tell your story and, you know, help inspire others, you know, to better their lives and you know, have great testimonies and stuff. So
That's why
That's-
it's called Brick by Brick.
brick by brick,
That's an awesome name.
brick by brick. I've when we first started talking, I would use that, you know, when she was going through some struggles and stuff, and I would say, you know, like little things like that because it is true, and it's just an acronym for day by day.
Yep.
You got to take it one day at a time. You can't think about a week from now because you have no control. You don't know what's going to happen a week from now. All Brady can do, all Crystal can do, all I can do, and all anybody in the chat can do is worry about today. That's it. That's all you have control over.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today too.
Fix today.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Own today. Kick ass in everything that you do today. Get your mindset right. You know, I tell all my guys, go to the gym. You know, fix yourselves up. You know, smell good, dress good. Start having respect for yourself. Start loving yourself, and you're going to see that once that mentality starts taking over your mind, then you start carrying yourself in that way, eating healthy, doing the right things, stacking your money, doing all these things. Like only positive is going to come from that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If
You
you
know?
start your day off positive,
Yes, wake up.
You have
Even if
to
it's
be-
Monday. Yes, Mondays suck. We all know that Mondays suck. Nobody likes going to work. But when you wake up, start the minute you wake up, get on your knees
you,
or
Summer.
just whatever, say a prayer. Tell God, take these thoughts from me. Let me
Yes.
enjoy today because today is a blessing.
Yes, every day is a blessing. Absolutely.
You know what
and
I
all
mean?
you
Then
can do is
tomorrow-
make today better than yesterday.
Exactly. That's all that you can do. And you just keep telling yourself that every day, and you're going to see that your life is going to start changing, and all that positive stuff that you put out there, it's going to be returned back to you. You put negative things out there, guess what? All that negative crap is going to come right back on you.
There's bad karma, but there's also good karma.
Absolutely.
And we only want to do good.
Only good.
So with that being said, chat, we love you. We thank you for participating. You know, all the positive messages that every single one of you said.
And thank you for those that are going to watch this on replay.
And on
Appreciate
replay,
y'all.
we appreciate
Don't
it.
forget to hit the like and subscribe.
Yes, and hit the like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And Brady, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure, my friend.
Absolutely.
You're
I'm glad
now
we
part
finally
of
got to
the-
do this.
You're now part of the family.
Yes.
So, like I said, this platform is yours as well. If you
Yes.
ever need us for anything, reach out to us right away, and we will make it happen for you.
Yep, we
You
sure
have
will.
my word as a man. You have my word on that.
I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I'm extremely grateful. Like if you guys knew my true like how shy I used to be, all this, like I would have never did something like this. That's why it's funny when I told my sister, I'm like, I'm not nervous at all now. Like I think God's got me, and it's
Amen.
yeah. I can just say amen. God is good, and I appreciate y'all.
Awesome.
We appreciate
Awesome.
you, man. Keep it up.
Yes. Keep it up. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow with Young Love.
Love it. Take
Bye, fan. Love
See
you.
Brady.
I'll see you in a minute.